How's it going, everybody? Today we're going to be starting my Highlander.
So where I live, gas has been creeping up to almost $4 a gallon. As a result, I've been driving my Corolla more because it does a lot better in gas. As for the Highlander, it's just kind of been sitting because, well, I don't really like paying more for gas any more than the next guy. It hasn't been sitting too long, maybe about 2 weeks, so we're just going to start it up, give all the fluids a chance to run through, and just give it a chance to run for a minute. So here we go. And there we go, starts up nice and smooth, just what we want. And if you have a car you're going to sit for any length of time, it's good to do this every now and then because it helps keep everything going. It helps your battery stay charged because your alternator is now running. It gives your motor oil a chance to run through the engine, gives your coolant a chance to run through the engine, and it's important to remember that cars weren't meant to just sit for months on end. They were actually meant to be used. So if you let your car sit for any length of time, by starting it every now and then, you're going to have a clean bill of health when you finally get that car back on the road. So here we go. We're now at operating temperature. We can go ahead and shut it off. Now in this case, I'm not just going to let the Highlander sit forever. In about a week, I got to go to Fairfield for my job, which is about an hour and 15 minutes away. So I'm going to take the Highlander then and let it get on the freeway. However, if you are going to let your car sit for a long time, aside from starting it every now and then, it's also good to get under the hood and check your fluids and make sure nothing's living in there. So if your car's really been sitting for a long time, the first thing you'll want to do is get under the hood, check for any signs of nests. Sometimes mice like to get in cars and build nests and reproduce, so you'll want to check for any signs of nests. In this case, the Highlander's only been sitting for about 2 weeks, and I keep soap bars in the glove box, so I highly doubt anything's in here. Just doing this for demonstration. And then you'll want to check your fluids like normal. You'll want to check your oil. And in this case, I know it's kind of hard to see it in the video, but we're right where we want to be. You'll want to keep an eye on your coolant. And it's important to remember, never open a radiator cap if the car is hot. If you have a dipstick for the automatic transmission fluid, you'll want to check that. It's just good to keep an eye on it. Every now and then, you'll want to check your air filter, make sure nothing's been in there. Sometimes mice will get in there and start chewing on the paper that the filter is made of, so it's good to keep an eye on that. And then, of course, power steering fluid, brake fluid, make sure all that's the way it's supposed to be. Make sure your battery looks okay. And if you're really just going to let your car sit, that's really about it. Just start it every now and then, check your fluids. And if you want to keep the mice out, it's good to keep a couple bars of soap in the car. I actually have a video on that. I'll go ahead and leave the link in the description. But you never want to open your hood and see any signs of rodents or nesting, because if they start chewing on the wires or they get under your dash or anything like that, they can cause thousands of dollars worth of damage. So definitely be on the lookout for that. And it's getting dark, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. Make sure you give this video a like and a comment. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't done so already. Also, don't forget to check out Daniel's Car Talk channel on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter. And I will see you guys next week.